Hey y'all, it's Katie. Today I'm going to post King Dancer pose. I'm going to give a couple tips and pointers and things I've learned along the way so that maybe you can get deeper into your King Dancer or maybe learn how to flip your grip. If you're still reaching back and holding your leg, that's great. Hopefully I can teach you some balance skills. I'm definitely not a yoga teacher, but I've learned a lot throughout the past year and I love to give some pointers. This is one of the first poses that I learned how to do really well, and it's sort of a foundation for me when I was able to learn balance and do a lot more standing poses because I learned the key foundations of King Dancer. So anyway, to get started, definitely warm up with some sun salutations or your favorite yoga flow, whatever warms up your body from the inside. Also, I recommend some props. I use a tie. I know this is silly, but I haven't bought a strap. I don't know where I should go get one, but this is my husband's ugliest tie, so I figured why not make some use of this because I won't let him wear it. You can use this to help you get deeper into it. I'll show a couple pointers on that. And your yoga mat, and bring your heart, and if you're ready to go, let's go. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show some stretches. To be able to go in your King Dancer pose, you want to have an open back, an open chest, and you want to have your hip flexors stretched out as well as your hamstrings. So first, hopefully you've done your flow, because if you don't do some sort of flow or warm up, your body's going to cramp up or you might pull a muscle. So make sure your body's warm. I always do sun salutations. So for the first stretch we're going to do is just a basic hamstring stretch. Put your leg out in front of you and bend down deep into it and breathe and count to 5. With each breath, try and get a little lower. And breathe in and out, you try to get a little lower. Do that for 5 breaths and then switch legs. Breathe in, out, try and sink low. In, out, try and sink lower. In and out, try and sink lower. I'm gonna fall off the camera. Okay. I always do this stretch, it just feels very nice. Just rock back and forth with some deep breaths. Just sort of opens up my gluteus. It doesn't necessarily need to be stretched for this, but it always feels good after that hamstring stretch. Switch legs and rock back and forth. There we go. Okay. Now let's do your pike, both legs at the same time. Woo! Feel that deep stretch. Breathe in and out. In and out. Okay. Now, this one is a good chest opener and it's a good back opener. It's called Camel Pose. It's pretty popular on Instagram. What you'll do is you're going to eventually want to reach back and pull your back out. So, to work into this one, I want you to try and open your back up, feel your back loosen, roll your arms back, and slowly look back. If you feel comfortable, you can lean back and grab your heels. So, one at a time, and feel your shoulders opening. Rock back and forth. You're opening your back and your chest and your shoulders. Oh, feels so good. Slowly come out into child's pose to counteract it. Come back up. Another pose I'm going to show. This one definitely helps with your opening your chest up so that you can do your flip the grip. And what you're going to do is put one hand up like this, reach the other one back, and try to grab those fingers. And then deep breaths and pull. If you're not able to do that, grab your tie or your strap and then pull. Pull it closer and try to work those fingers to your hand and pull. Always do other side. This side's way worse for me. So I reach back. If you can't grab, just do this stretch. And then find those fingers. And pull. And breathe. And hold it there and feel that stretch. And slowly come out. And then shake it out. Okay. Now, those are a lot of the key stretches I like to use. You can repeat everything that we just did. Open up those hamstrings a little bit more. Open your back up a little more with Camel Pose. If you like to do back bends to open your back, that'll help. Whatever you need to get your back open, definitely do that. The more open your back is, the deeper and the easier King Dancer Pose becomes. So from here, let's stand up. Hopefully I fit in the camera. Do I? A little? Okay. King Dancer Pose is all about your foundation. You've got to ground yourself into the ground. So whichever leg you decide to choose, say your left leg or your right leg, everybody has a better leg. My more strong leg is my left leg, and my hamstring in my left is way more flexible. So when I do King Dancer Pose on Instagram, my left leg's typically down because I can get deeper in it. But you always want to practice both sides. If you keep working on one side, it's going to become way off balanced and your body is just not going to feel right. So pick the leg you want to start with. If you know for a fact that you are not ready to flip your grip, we'll start on that later. First, I'm just going to work on the basics. So I like to put my arms straight out and you find your focus and you keep that focus. So you find your focus and grab your leg, and let's just practice going into your dancer pose straight. Like this. And you can hold it here, go deeper, and when you're ready to come out, come out. Obviously my right leg's hard to do it on. My right leg's a lot less secure, so I'm going to ground myself, find my right leg as my left leg's down, and go deeper, 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 up, and then down. Okay, that's just your basic dancer pose. I learned that the very first yoga pose, one of the very first that I learned. What you want to try and do is get very secure in your balance with that. So you want to just hold that for a while. For me, that's almost harder to hold than when I flip my grip. The reason why is because more of your weight is spread out. The closer you have of the weight towards your foot, the easier the balance is going to be. So when I flip my grip and I'm holding it like this, my balance is all straight across. So it's easy for me to not have to teeter. So it's great to work towards that. I'm going to try and show you a couple tips on flipping the grip. The way I learned is definitely use a wall. Stand next to a wall and use this when you first learn because it helps a ton. So I'm going to hold the wall and I'm going to show you. You reach up and you look for that foot. And then you turn your hand, palms facing out, grab your foot, okay? Lift your foot up and keep your heel close to your body so that when you turn your arm, it doesn't have to stretch too much. So, you see, if my foot, palm out, my foot's out here and I'm trying to turn my arm, it's not going to go anywhere or I'm going to pull something. So, reach out, grab your foot, keep it close to your body and turn. And then you got it. See? Let's try the other leg. Hold the wall if you need it. Reach, grab your foot. Sometimes my left leg is harder to bend. My right leg's a lot less stable. So I'll link my fingers a lot of times into my toes to keep that hold. So my palms out, grab my toes, keep my foot in and flip. There. Feel that stretch. Woo, that's good. Let it come out easy.
Okay. For those of you that can't get that grip flipped, I'll show you this. So I tied a little circle on the end of my tie and sink your foot into that circle, and here we go. So let's say your leg's not flexible, your arms aren't flexible, whatever the issue is, let's practice flipping your grip with support. My other hand's holding this, and I'm going to work all together with my body as I teeter and teeter. But it gives me a way to be able to try and balance on my foot, flip my grip, and get a feel for what this posture needs to be. Try your other side. It's getting a little tight. Loosen it up. Get my foot in there. Tighten it. Okay, ready? We turn around, up like here, and then bring your other arm up if you're ready, and then you can work by pulling like a rope towards your foot. There's my foot. And then walk your fingers to your foot. So, one thing that really helps me is I think about the fact that everything needs to be grounded straight down. So if I move a little too much this way, move a little too much that way, you need to counterbalance it. That way, your center of gravity will always be straight down. When you have your King Dancer pose really far out and open, it's going to be harder to balance. So if you keep it close together and you learn to get the deep back bend, see? Keep your gaze steady, work. Always trying to keep the center of gravity still. And you can get deeper and deeper and deeper because I'm staying in the center of gravity. I'm not going anywhere. And then you can come out slow. I have an audience, my 6-year-old joining me. So, if you have any questions, if there's anything I can go into a little bit more in detail, let me know. Message me on my YouTube page. I love talking to everybody. I love to explain different pointers that I've learned along the way. If you have any other questions on stretches or ways to go deeper into your back bend, message me on that too. Hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.